Hello and welcome to the Southern University Hospital podcast on managing teams during change. My name's Nick Girvan, I'm one of the Learning and OD consultants here in the Trust, and this is one resource out of a series of change tools that you can access digitally here within Southend. This podcast will last around 5 minutes and will take you through 5 key activities to help you support your teams during times of change. Ready to get started? Let's go. We hear everywhere that the only thing that's constant is change. Well, if that's true, why do we find it so difficult? You'd think that if it was so common, we'd all be change agent experts by now, or chameleons if you will. But as we know, that's not the case. The majority of humans prefer things that lean towards routine. Even if the day is manic and provides unexpected challenges, the fact that the general principles, the location or the people that we work with, those elements tend to be more stable, making it easier for us to move throughout our day without giving too much thought to where it's going or exactly what we're doing. Well, that's the case until change comes along. Like a slap in the face, it hits us hard. Whether it's a new computer system or even the potential of a whole new working way, the behavioural changes that need to happen can seem staggering. As you know, many changes happen in the NHS, and they're quite often instructions that are not up for discussion. As such, people can feel done to or change fatigued. Rather than seeing what we're going to gain by the change, too often we overvalue the bits that we're losing. And this makes change quite painful and of course rather stressful. As a leader, you can make a significant impact on your team's ability to accept or decline change, and here are 5 ways in which you can support your team during that period. First, support the organisation's direction. This is one of the hardest points, but during times of change, your team will keep a watchful eye on your words and actions. As a manager, you have 2 difficult jobs: empathising with your team and dealing with your own stress. It's important to keep your feelings private since your own apprehension can panic your team members, and they'll be looking to see if you're supporting the change taking place. Don't expect your team to accept a change if you're showing signs of doubt or concern. Secondly, communicate as much as you know as often as possible. An area for improvement I often find when coaching leaders during change efforts is the amount of time spent communicating to their teams. You cannot communicate enough during times of change. Once you communicate a message, plan on communicating it at least 2 more times. You can be fairly certain that the whole message wasn't received the first time through. The old adage I say to leaders is communicate, communicate, communicate. And just when you think you've got it, communicate it again. Thirdly, ask the team for their input and listen to their concerns. Support the change process by getting input from your team. Solicit feedback, ask for input, and really listen to their concerns. Teams are typically filled with questions during times of change. If you stay open and approachable, they may let you in on what they're thinking, and they may even ask the questions to gain the clarity. If you're appearing to be too stressed or too busy, you may never realise how many questions that they have, or the kind of valuable input that they're refraining from sharing with you. Fourth, celebrate the small successes. During a change process, it's important to set milestones and celebrate accomplishments along the way. What one person sees as a piece of cake, someone else might see as insurmountable. Either way, do not let accomplishments pass by unnoticed. Recognise the team for their progress and the change that has already transpired each step of the way. There are 2 common misperceptions in this area. Firstly, leaders think that they have to wait until there's a large enough accomplishment to warrant a celebration. Second, leaders think that a celebration automatically means that they must spend money. Both are incorrect. Each accomplishment, no matter how big or small, is worth recognising. If you're waiting to recognise a small success, but holding off until 3 or 4 might happen, you could delay that celebration until it holds no meaning. So take the time to say thank you, reward your staff for doing a good job, and even if it's just about maintaining their sanity, that's a good thing to celebrate. Our 5th and final thing is making time for your people. During times of change, employees may need frequent assurance. This provides you with an ample opportunity to flex your coaching skill muscles. Remember, everybody handles stress differently, so you need to understand what it is that your individuals need so that they can claim some of that control back. The Learning and OD team can facilitate a behavioural discovery session to help you learn more about your team, and then you can use this to really take a one-to-one approach and help your individuals stay on track. Remember, support can take on many shapes and sizes. It may be listening or questioning, it may be recommending something or strategizing together. Either way, proactively work with individuals. Saying I have an open door policy isn't enough. Sometimes Mohammed needs to go to the mountain. These are just 5 examples of how you can work to support your team during times of change. Don't forget that you can get additional support from the Learning and Organisational Development Consultants who'll be more than happy to help you. Have you found this learning useful? If so, you may be interested in accessing our Change Curve podcast or our Personal Resilience podcast, both of which are available online.